there are fireworks in our brains when we are listening to music. And it turns out that whenever we are playing music, these fireworks become a jubilee in our brains. That's why musicians' brains work in a very unique way. And our brains engage in a very interesting, pretty interesting activities while we are playing or listening to music, because multiple areas of our brains light up and they are all engaged in the activity. It's like our sensors, like our vision, our hearing, our motor areas of our brains, they are all engaged in the activity because of the music. And it's very different from any other aspect. A lot of scientists, they've been monitoring our brain while we were exposed to mathematics, literature, or when we were doing math and reading, or when we were exposed to music. And they found out that the brain is really in fireworks when music is involved. And it's because of this, and they've been very intrigued about it. How does it work and why is it so? Music is so powerful. Even though scientists just found it out, it is written in the Bible from long ago. Whenever David was singing, he would sing to God. And whenever Elisha wanted to prophesy, he called a musician. There is a scripture in First King and it says that when the kings came to Elisha and said, "Oh, please just say us what God is telling you," he said, "Okay, just call a musician." When the musician was playing, his spirit would be connected to God in such a powerful way. Maybe that's exactly what the scientists are finding out when monitoring our brains and the brain activity while exposed to music, that Elisha started prophesying and saying what God told him. When David was playing, the bad spirit of Saul was leaving. So whenever we play something, whenever we are exposed to a kind of music, we can eliminate bad spirits from ourselves. That's what used to happen with Saul. And if bad things can leave from a kind of music we are playing or listening to, some good things can come when we are playing, just as it happened with Elisha. Interesting that any kind of songs, any kind of music that David would play or write, it was for God. When he was lamenting Saul's death, when he was leaving from Saul, when he wrote all the Psalms. And this is interesting because, like David, from long ago, he knew how powerful musics are. I am recording this video to encourage you to listen to music in a very spiritual way. I'm not saying that it's a sin not to listen a secular or worldly song. I decided that such a powerful thing and such a powerful instrument, which is music, which makes a fireworks in my brain, a jubilee in my brain when I'm playing or when I'm listening to, I am going to use only for the glory of God. Many people would say, "Oh, but there are many beautiful and nice and interesting songs." And I want to remember you that it's not because something is nice or beautiful that it's good for us to listen, because Satan can disguise himself in an angel of light. So we got to be careful, especially with powerful things in our lives, like our relationship with God. So music is something that we can never compare with surf or literature or movies or any other area in our lives. We got to be paying attention on this topic. This is why I decided to listen only to Christian music, and that's it's written in Colossians 3:16. Sing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs to God with thankful hearts. Whenever the scripture is talking about songs, it's for God. So that's my encouragement for you. Whenever you play songs, turn on your spiritual area, because anything we turn on here on earth, we can turn on heaven, and anything we turn off here, we may turn off on heaven. We can divide music in three kinds of categories, like those that are profane and bad, those that are neutral. People call them neutral. Oh, they're nice, but they're not bad. They're not spiritual songs. And the spiritual songs, like those that are created specifically for God. I decided that I'm going to listen only to this kind of songs because I want to make a bigger and more intense relationship with God. I am saying this because I do believe that as songs are so powerful, and because of such an astonishing powerful that music has on our lives, on our brains, and it is compared to a complete body exercise, because not obviously that you're not exercising your body, but when we are comparing to the activity in our brain, and because it is so powerful, I want it to be for God, because it may become dangerous. A lot of people may become depressed, and I've seen this in my life because of the kind of songs they're listening to. So I want to encourage you to develop a much intense relationship with God in your listening, in your daily basis, whenever you are listening to music and songs.